You looking at that wine?
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Hey. I'm looking at the 2014 Liberty School Cab Sav from Paso.
It's really good.
Once a well-loved one-room schoolhouse in California. Today, an iconic Paso Robles wine. Liberty School has a long history of crafting quality wines inspired by tradition, honest work, and dedication. Fruit-driven in style, this wine shows classic varietal flavors of dark cherry, blackberry, and black currant. It always says black currant.
Are they paying you?
Layered with notes of toasted oak and soft, velvety tannins. Jason Diefenfender Furfer, winemaker. He didn't write that. What is black currant?
We need a sponsor. We need Liberty School Wine to sponsor us.
What is currant?
Currant is kind of like a little tiny raisin.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Hello.
It's really, really good.
How's it going?
Dude, I feel like we haven't done this for 6 months.
Well,
We took a break. Sorry, people. We had to take a long break for different
yeah, but
reasons.
who are you apologizing to? The 2 people that maybe download this
I think
thing?
it's 4 now.
Are we up to 4?
Yeah. We've doubled our audience.
You know, I think the show is so small and unlistened to that I bet you and I could start it over again. Call it something else. Really have a through line.
We could.
We could.
You
It's
want
just
to
something think
reinvent?
about. Yeah.
I'm open. I'm open.
I know you don't, and you'll never seem to understand. But like, I ask people, I'm like, so what do you think of the name Magazine Podcast? They're like, that's horrible. What does it mean? I don't know. Just something about Peter Gabriel.
It was.
Where's Peter Gabriel now, Lorenzo?
Well, he's not on the show, I'll tell you that.
Yes, I am. I'm right here.
Well, then we'll keep it.
Okay.
All right. I'm open to reinvention.
I'm just saying, if you
gotta
really
start
want to do
somewhere.
this.
It's like a band. A band might start off with one kind of music and
Yeah.
they have a sound, but they grow. And then they become something, they sort of define their sound and they're not who they were. Their
right.
4th album is normally like the album that they make the switch and they find their groove. And then they hate the first 3 albums. But from the 4th on, they're like, they're soaring. Like U2,
Yes.
REM did that.
Yes.
And we're kind of like a band. This could be our 4th album.
Absolutely.
And we can reinvent ourselves. I'm totally open.
I have a...
I'm not going to take the first 20 episodes and throw it in the garbage.
No.
But I could retitle them. No.
Do you know...
This is episode 21, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Hey, we're legal now.
That's right.
Yeah. Woohoo!
We can vote.
Hey, do you know... I found out a little piece of trivia that was very interesting. Guess who the original, number 1, the first drummer was for Steely Dan?
I don't know.
Chevy Chase.
What? From SNL?
Yeah, well, who else?
He's a drummer?
Yeah.
Oh. He's kind of an asshole, too.
Oh, yeah, he's an asshole.
It doesn't give a really good perspective for drummers.
I
didn't know he was a drummer.
Well, I found this out. Netflix has a new show. I love Norm Macdonald. I think Norm is one of the funniest people
He's incredibly funny.
in the world. And David Letterman thinks he's like the funniest person in the world.
I haven't seen his stand-up yet, but he performs locally. I have to go. You want to go?
Oh, yeah? I'd go see Norm.
Let's go see Norm.
Oh, he's so weird. He's so weird.
Steely Dan, obviously, they're great musicians. If you make the cut to be their drummer, you got to be really good.
Right. This was like in, I think, high school, early college.
But still, I bet he was probably good then.
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah.
There's a Netflix documentary on this?
No. It's a show. No. Everyone do the Lorenzo no. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No. No. Netflix has a show called Norm Macdonald Has a Show. And it's a half hour, and it's a mess. And I kind of like it. I think it's a mess deliberately, like, I don't really know what I'm doing.
Is it sort of Gary Shandling show-ish?
Not even. It's in this little tiny stage. It's Norm and the booker from the Comedy Store, who's pretty funny. It's like his sidekick. And then so far I've seen Spade, who I love. David Spade kills me. His Instagram's hilarious. Mm-hmm. It's like shit I would do, just, filming people on the street and, being a snarky asshole. I've seen Letterman. I saw Judge Judy. And they're just really weird conversations, and Norm is so bizarre. he's just like, you don't know what's going to come out of his mouth.
Well, he's old and cranky and sarcastic and incredibly funny.
And then Chevy Chase showed up. And I'm like, oh, I got to watch Chevy.
Right.
And Chevy has that thing now where, Chevy's 74. And he's got that thing, you know how a lot of guys get that the upper bridge installed?
Right. So got that kind of tongue slap?
Yeah, there's a lot of, and because they got new fake teeth in their mouth, like dentures, and they clickety-clack around. Clickety-clackers.
Yeah.
So Chevy has clickety-clackers installed in his skull now, and it makes his face look different, and it makes him talk different. But I got to tell you, I actually posted it, a very fascinating interview with him where he really kind of came off as kind of a dick. He has a notorious reputation for being an asshole. But seeing this little half hour with Norm kind of warmed my heart again. I mean, he was very funny. He had his moments of dickishness, but nothing that is condemning at all.
Well, people say he can turn on the charm when he wants to.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah. But for old Chevy, like old 74-year-old Chevy with, talking with fake teeth in his mouth, he was still very charismatic, very tall, very interesting. He's a tall guy.
Yeah.
But he was in Norm's film Dirty Work. So they showed a few clips from that. I haven't seen Dirty Work in years and years. Now I
don't think I've seen it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know that I necessarily recommend this Norm show. I just kind of accidentally got into it. Like, this is not what I want to watch because it's October. And you know what that means? I only watch scary shit.
Well, it's pre-Halloween now as we record this.
Oh, yeah.
In a couple weeks, it's going to be Halloween.
Yeah.
You're going to be in your full regalia.
Yeah.
You're going to be in heaven.
Dude.
This is your favorite time of year.
You know what I get to do? I'm really excited. I mean, it's okay. It's a blessing and a curse. So I haven't had a vacation this year. Unlike fucking you who goes every 2 weeks to some sort of exotic locale because you're spoiled fucking rotten. But I have not had a vacation. At all. At all. And anytime we try to have a staycation, those never work because it's the same thing. You're just living in your house like you do every day. Nothing's different. The wife is still at the computer for 8 hours trying to find a gig. I'm still on the couch for 2 hours feeling sorry for myself.
You got to walk the dogs.
I got to walk the fucking dogs and pick up their poo. So I had a 4-day vacation scheduled for October 19th in Cayucas. I have been waiting for this we've had this on the books for half a year.
And you are way overdue to go there.
Oh, my God.
You go there at least twice a year normally.
It used to be 3 times a year. But yes, it's gone way down. I get an email. Hey, Max, Cheetos wants to fly you to New York for another gig in Brooklyn on October 19th.
Oh, of course. Of course. Now, you could say no, but you can't say no.
I'm not saying no. I would never say no.
Is it another pop-up restaurant?
No.
Oh.
This is interactive stuff.
I see.
The point is, okay.
The universe does not want you to have fun.
I have to fly out on the 17th. I have the 18th to rehearse, and then the 19th, whatever. I don't even know what I'm doing. It goes down. Great. I love it. I'm so honored. I'm so excited. Whatever. It's just a bummer that I'm going to miss Cayuga. So we're going to come back. I'm going to be flying back, getting in late at night, and then the next morning we're still going to go up.
Oh, wow.
We're just going to miss a day. And hopefully try to spend an extra day, but I tell you.
But the thing is, though, can't you just rebook your hotel? And just stay...
You don't understand.
No.
The Shoreline Inn at the beach...
Packed.
It has gone Hollywood.
Really?
It takes... You have to book a year in advance.
Wow.
Especially on holiday stuff.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Times have changed.
Oh, times have changed. It's so fancy and so... We discovered that fucking hotel. There were days or trips where we would go up there and we were the only ones in there because it was so empty. Not anymore.
Yeah. Well, I actually, because I'm so fucking spoiled and I get to fly everywhere, I have noticed that in the past 5 years, it doesn't matter what you find. It doesn't matter where on earth you want to go. 1 million people want to go there too. And you do have to book everything way in advance because everybody is traveling around the world now. And everybody wants to go everywhere. So wherever you find, it might be a little tiny bubble that you think no one knows about.
Right.
Everybody knows about it.
Wow.
And everybody's going all the time. You want to rent a car? You got to get a car 6 months in advance. Hotel, year in advance.
Oh, my God.
Airlines, 6 months in advance. Or you run the big risk of never getting anywhere.
Right.
It's just millions or billions of human beings traveling right now. So that's the one thing about travel. Getting to where you want to go is a big pain in the ass. Once you're there, it's great.
I bet, and maybe we've covered this, but I bet you are one of those guys that gets on the plane and falls right to sleep.
No, I wish I never sleep on a plane.
We have talked about this because I was very surprised.
I really want to. I look around, and they turn all the lights down, and they say, please close your window shade for people that are sleeping. It's
They
nice
say
and
that?
Yeah. It's nice and chill, and I look around, everyone's sleeping except me.
Oh.
And all I can do is look at people sleeping, wishing I was them.
Wow.
I can't sleep.
That's surprising. So
I wish I could.
What is it? Are you nervous on a flight?
No, I just don't find it a comfortable atmosphere to go into dreamland.
All right,
I just don't find it comfortable.
Let's go through. Anyway, my point about New York is I get to see Halloween in New York for the first time.
And October is going to be beautiful.
Yes. So let's get into this.
Wait. One thing. Is it going to be where it's Chester and it's going to be you and it's going to animate you and you're going to be the voice and it's going to be you in live time and all that?
Yes.
Well, that's great, though, because you're so good at it now.
I don't know about that, but yes, I'm very excited. I just no, always a pleasure. Are you kidding? It's the greatest job in the world. So you get on the plane. You, Lorenzo, get on the plane. Now, have you checked in a bag?
I've checked in a bag.
Okay, and you have a backpack or
No, I don't do any of the backpack. I have a carry-on.
Okay, what's in the carry-on?
Carry-on is I know I'm old.
Gum?
School.
You have gum?
No gum. I'm not a gum chewer.
What about when your ears start to pop?
I just swallow and
Ew.
Yeah.
That's gross.
I equalize.
Okay, so what about your breath?
I have Altoids. I bring Altoids.
All right, so are the Altoids inside the sack?
Yeah.
The satchel?
Yeah.
All right, so what's in there?
I have my satchel. Yeah, I have my satchel.
What's in there?
And I have an iPod.
Okay.
And I have my headphones. My
Okay.
Beats. You got to have the Beats.
Oh.
Those are really good. Noise cancellation. You can't hear anything. So when
you got Beats.
When all 10 babies are crying, which is what happens on every single plane now. It's like,
Dude.
And no one leaves their baby at home anymore. It's like, just leave your baby at home.
Ew.
It's a baby. I get it. But you have to bring it on my flight.
People are so awful.
And of course, if there is even one baby,
right,
and there's 500 passengers on an Airbus, guess where that baby is sitting?
Right next to you.
Right next or behind
or in
me.
front of you, or behind you, and it's kicking your seat.
It's every
boom,
single
boom,
and
boom.
every bump is like. And there's something about the high pitched. It must be genetic, or maybe biological, where it could be the sound of any animal. It doesn't bother you. But a human baby crying, it makes your bones tingle.
Yeah.
It's just something that just rocks you. And it's just,
you think a baby crying is worse than like a 3-year-old throwing a fit?
Yeah, I do.
Because I watched a video. There was an 8-hour fit on a plane.
Yeah.
And it got bad.
Babies are awful.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have these beats, and I crank up my I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Okay.
As opposed to music.
Right.
And it works.
So, okay, so we talking a window seat, aisle seat?
No, what I try to do is I can't afford first class, but I have really long legs, so I do my best to get exit row for every single flight, so I can just stretch out,
nice,
and have my legs dangling out there.
Now you have a responsibility thrusted upon you, though, to save lives. Are you acquainted with the exit row door?
I am. It's simple. You push the handle and it opens. So far, it's never happened.
All right.
Thank God.
So you
But there's one other little caveat.
Yeah.
You pay extra for the exit row.
Oh.
And that's fine. But the exit row is always right by the bathroom, which is great for me if I have to pee.
Yeah.
But everybody waiting for their turn to go, guess where they're standing?
In your world.
Right in my little
in
world.
your little
that
world.
I paid money to be there.
Fuck that!
Get the hell out of my world. But you can't say that.
Oh.
They say, don't gather around the bathrooms, but they do.
They do.
And they kick my legs, and they back up into my feet.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, get out of my little exit row. But that's part of what that's part of the game.
I have to have aisle. And so what I've done
Well, I do. Exit row aisle.
Yeah, exit row aisle. That's great. Maybe if you were by the window, you wouldn't have to worry about a person so much.
I got to have aisle like you.
Yeah.
I got long legs. I want to stretch out.
I get real claustrophobic, but at this point, honestly, I don't mind being in the back towards the bathroom because when I'm on a flight, I have to drink. And I'm talking like I'll get 2 champagne splits.
Oh, so you're kind of hammered on the plane.
Not hammered.
Okay.
But I'm buzzing.
All right.
Oh, absolutely. So 2 champagne splits plus a ton of water because you get real dehydrated up there in the sky.
That's true.
So I'm hitting that head at least 4 times on a trip. I don't want to be uncomfortable.
Right. And
I don't want to be.
You got to be within 5 feet of it.
The problem is, hour 3 into the flight, people have started making meat in there. And there's a real sour, awful odor that can trickle down. And I don't like that. I don't want to smell people.
Well, I know you. You got to bring your own air freshener with you, right?
Oh, interesting. I don't have my own air freshener, but I think that's a good idea.
You should.
I think that is a damn good idea. Although, you know what? It's got to be a small one.
Right. You can get small ones. You can get travel size.
A little travel size spritzy.
You can also even get little drops that go inside that, like, make the water smell.
Now you got me going.
I'm shocked you don't do that.
With these brief trips to New York, I'm not checking in a bag. So I've got my bag up in the thing.
Right.
And that's got my stuff in it, and then I've got my backpack, and that's it. I bring a lot of books, which is dumb because it weighs down my backpack.
And do you actually even read?
I do.
Oh, do you? All
but
right.
mostly,
it's such a short trip.
I know. Well, to New York, it's not.
Oh, on the plane you read?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where else are we talking?
I thought you were going to read in your hotel or whatever.
Oh, I do that sometimes. But no, usually in the hotel, you work a day, you get back, and you hide. And you go on iTunes. You try to find a good horror film. You beat off. You take a shower. Get into bed. You have a hard time falling asleep. So you pop an Ambien.
I love that on your checklist, the beat off is like number 6.
Oh, no. I mean, it all depends. But
all right. Depends on who you're looking at in the plane for 5 hours.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, getting a boner on a plane, that's a drag.
That's never good.
Never good. It's really uncomfortable because you're shifting around. And a man's meat is sensitive and tender. So I'm shifting around, and I got my book over my crotch because I don't want anyone to see my boner. But, some stewardesses are very attractive. And I had an incident once where she was bending over to try to find something in the cart, and this big, round butt was in my face for like 5 minutes. I lost my mind. It was so great. I have some... we had a beautiful, wonderful private jet flight attendant on our show.
We did.
Becca Ramos. But I have a friend from high school who's a stewardess.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And she's flying all over the world, baby.
Has she ever been on your flight?
No. I think she's gone to Alaska Airlines. So I haven't
You don't fly Alaska?
I haven't flown Alaska. I think she was on American or United.
Is she cute?
Oh, she's great. Very, very attractive.
Well,
yes.
so she's getting hit on every flight.
I ask her that. And she says, yeah, every flight, pretty much, I get invites back to hotel rooms.
Has she ever taken anyone up on it?
Never. She says no. She said if I asked her, she would.
Oh.
But, but I can't do that.
No, you can't.
I want to.
In theory, you can't do that.
I can't do that.
No.
So, no.
I have to apologize. I woke up channeling Barry White and Tom Waits this morning. My voice is very, very low today.
I don't think that's any reason to apologize.
Well, I'm not.
Hey, did you know Tom Waits is in that new Robert Redford film?
No.
That dude has been hiding. Why does Tom Waits waste his life not doing stuff?
He hasn't played L.A. in over a decade.
No. There was some announcement years ago from a schoolhouse in Sonoma that he was coming back, and then we never heard from him.
No, I think he's kind of done.
Don't you wonder how a guy like that makes money?
It must be really tough because, not many people are buying Tom Waits records. And maybe he can just live off what he's made over, 50 years.
Yeah, you think he's getting residuals from Ironweed? And Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I think it's Bram Stoker's just maybe paying his rent.
That's the porn, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Probably under an assumed name. He probably works at Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf or something.
So what else you want to talk about?
Is this one of those uninspired podcast episodes?
I think it's fun.
Actually, there's one thing I want to talk about is that I know that you're doing this amazing private, well, it'll be public pretty soon, but it's, it's a pretty daunting thing that you're doing. You're doing a web series, and you're halfway into shooting.
Yes.
And I want to hear where you are, and if it's going the way you planned it, if it's taking a turn, because sometimes you have a vision.
Right.
Same thing with making a record.
Yes.
And it doesn't turn out the way you expect it. Sometimes better, sometimes not as good as you thought. But you have to be open to the way things go, because it never goes as you planned.
Right.
Is this going as planned?
Well, I didn't think I had a plan, and now I'm starting to get on top of having a plan with it. And the only frustrating thing now, and it's a good frustration, is that we've sort of stalled a little bit because my partner in this thing, Brett Pearsons, is now rehearsing for the new Stephen Marks play. Sorry,
Little 8.
Ovation winner Stephen Marks' new play.
Oh.
Yes. So, Brett
see that.
He's buried in that.
I see.
So we haven't had too much time to schedule shoots. Tell you what, blessing in disguise. Why? Gives me some time to get back to myself. I've got a lot of fucking editing to do. I'm a little behind in that for sure. That is the daunting part because it's all on me, baby. It's all on me. Plus, it is October. There is travel now. There are things to do that are not related to the web series. And also, it's Inktober again. And I wasn't going to do Inktober again. Inktober is this awesome thing I did last year. 31 days of drawing something based on prompt words. So let's say you get poisonous. That's your word. All right. Incoming! Get some! Actually, that would be more of a helicopter.
That's right. That's just
That's
a
a
private
Cessna
plane.
out
That's
there.
just a Cessna. They're not going to bomb us.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what, though. So once the play opens, we'll be back in action. Still planning for a February launch. And even then, if it's going to be at the end of February, we will definitely have most of it in the can by then. Even if we have to do some pickup stuff, we're only going to do that thing, based on what you said and what Brett said, just releasing one episode a week.
Right.
So I can still get caught up even in that week.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can edit as you go in a way.
I'll tell you this.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Thank you.
I've seen some of the, quote, dailies and
Yeah,
a little bit of the
I've
shot.
sent a few little
It's looking
things.
great.
Well,
You have pro gear.
Saturday-
You're,
okay.
you're getting your feet as a
yes.
director. It's great.
Saturday was amazing because we got to work with a $4,500 drone camera.
Wow.
One of our
overhead shots and
One of our
moving
cast
shots.
members, Ron Wood, owns this thing, and he said, absolutely, we had to shoot some stuff with him anyway, so why don't you bring your drone camera? And since the whole thing takes place in a very fucked up, apartment complex, even though it's my condo building, we got some awesome drone shots going up and over the building. I mean, way up in the sky. This thing flies.
Wow.
It's like a little space monster.
So it's 300 feet up or whatever.
Yeah, you can go up, you can go side to side, and we had a pretty harrowing experience because there's one shot that I really wanted. Let's just say someone in the cast plays someone who is suicidal, and let's just say that the building might be telling her to do things to herself, and let's just say maybe or maybe not she does something. The point is I wanted the drone to get her POV of what happens. Mm-hmm. So that shot we didn't get because those little suckers are sensitive, and they have 360 sensors. And if there's any wind or anything weird or a tree in the way, they flip out. So we almost lost her.
Flip out meaning that they'll tumble and...
No, they'll go off course because you kind of map the course from your phone and you're operating it from your phone and you're looking up. And Hawk, which is the name of the drone, my friend Ron's drone, was in between two trees. Fine. All she needed to do was drop down. But when she went up, a gust of wind blew her up and over. So we couldn't even see her anymore.
Uh-oh.
And you hear her up there screaming. We didn't know if she crashed. We didn't know. I mean, she's very loud. I got to show you some video of this thing when we're done.
I can't wait.
But she came back. She got back down to the ground. And directorially, Ron said, well, that was pretty harrowing, but you want to try to do another one? I said, no. I don't want to jeopardize this glorious piece of equipment. I don't want to break it. I don't want another gust of wind to destroy her. We'll deal with it.
So you're taking just the one take?
Yeah, I don't know that I got the shot. We may try again on a less gusty day. It was unusually gusty.
Well, it's also hard to know when the drone is 100 feet up what the wind is like up there.
Exactly. It's, because we went up to the roof and it was fucking windy up there. And we're like, huh. I mean, it's a lightweight little device, but it's so cool, dude.
Wow. And there's a powerful camera on it.
Oh, my God. Yeah. It's
and you can zoom
like
in
that
and
4K or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a nice little toy to add.
And
you have a jib and you have the whole thing.
What's the jib?
I thought you had the crane.
Oh, the crane. Yeah, I have the crane. Yeah, I have the crane. Yeah. The crane doesn't go as high as the drone, but boy, I'm telling you, I'm thinking about just throwing a camera off the roof like Kubrick did in Clockwork Orange.
Oh,
Do you remember when Alex jumps out of the window and lands? He told John Alcott, throw a fucking camera out the window. We'll get it in one take, and that's what happened.
And just as a tease, give us the name of the whole show.
Oh, it's called Red Leaf Complex.
Red Leaf Complex.
Seriously,
so we have to look out for that.
On Halloween, it's not until February of 2019.
Yeah, but that's only 4 months away.
I know, it's going to be here before you know it. But on Halloween, exclusive, you heard it here first, I'm going to put out a little teaser.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want to be teased.
Yeah, little teaser. So it's exciting.
I'm excited for you.
It's exciting. And I tell you, of course, now that I'm halfway through, a little more than halfway through, I've got that itch. Like, I just want to get a better camera. I just want to get a desktop Mac. I just want to learn a new editing program. All right, calm down. Cook, you're only cutting your teeth on this one. You can't get too crazy with the technology. It's taken me 30 years to get completely out of debt. I don't want to get back in debt right now.
But your demands are going to be better because your skills are getting better. And then once you know the technology, your creativity expands. You're going, well, I can do this and I can do this and I can do that. You're not confined with what you can't do anymore.
Dude.
And you'll want to just, make movies.
I'm the only person, myself and my wife, this will get around to filmmaking again, but I'm the only person I know who's watching the Sons of Anarchy spinoff, Mayans MC. I love it, Lorenzo. It's so good. It's very different from Sons.
Doesn't it take place in Mexico? Or close to the border?
It's close to the border. It's SoCal, but there are a ton of scenes in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're great. A lot of cartel stuff,
That's all totally up your alley.
Oh, my God. It's such a drug. So one of the stand-ins for one of the leads turns out to be my friend Kari's brother, Egon.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a good gig for him.
And I didn't know. He never watched Sons. And this guy is so charismatic. He's adopted, so he's much darker featured, and he's got, dark hair. And seriously, he's, in his prime right now. And he is a stand-in for Angel, who's the lead guy's brother. So Egon has been telling me stories about Kurt Sutter, his process, stories from the set, dealing with all of the stuff, all the explosions and the guns and everything. Dude, it's like I am 4 years old. It's storytelling time. I get so excited.
Well, you know what? Then he's got to bring you on set if he can.
Well, listen, I mean, he's got to drive out to some pretty remote places, but it's very interesting about him because I've been seeing him a little bit a few times because we had to install security lights for Kari, whatever. But I've been seeing him a little bit. And he's been telling me all this. And just the other day...
Wait, you had to install security lights?
Yes.
You?
She hasn't thanked me yet, by the way.
So you're now a light installer in your spare time?
Egon and I went to
she calls you and says, Max, I need lights. Yeah. Are you going to be the plumber next, too?
Well,
her toilet stuffed up?
She's getting more and more superstar-y, so... She's starting to get a lot of stalkers.
Right, so instead of hiring a company, she hires you to install her lights.
Well, she's saving $1,
I see. She needs to save bucks now?
Yeah. Well, the point is...
Are you now going to, can you do carburetors and tune-ups?
No, but she did ask me to be a bodyguard for her next gig, and I told her no. Even though I'd be a very effective bodyguard.
Right.
No, but with Egon, he asked me, he goes... This is how I make him talk because he's a vampire to me. So tell me, Max... He's kind of...
He's from Romania?
He's from Romania.
Yeah.
So tell me, Max, I want to see your rig.
You want to see my rig?
I want to see what you're using to shoot the Red and Leaf Complex.
You want to see my equipment? No one's ever asked me. I'm not the equipment guy. So we have a little
Bela
date.
Lugosi wants to see your equipment.
So next week, he's going to come over one morning. He's going to look at my crane. He's going to look at my camera. He's going to look at my this and look at my that. I'm like, Egon, if you have any ideas, throw them at me.
Right.
I'll shoot it for you. I'll cut it for you. You know, I love it. I love it. And thank God I'm doing it because...
You're turning into John Sayles.
Oh, my God. That's an interesting comparison. You know, my wife...
He was indie before anybody was indie.
You're right.
Yeah, he was an amazing guy.
And he also... my wife's mother was his high school English teacher in Florida.
Your wife's mother was his... Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she...
that would be your mother-in-law.
My mom-in-law, yes.
Your mom-in-law was his teacher.
Yes.
Wow.
So she used to tell us stories about, you know, what a bright little student he was.
I bet he was. Really bright guy.
But yeah, man, it's funny. Like, it's taken this long, and it's almost regrettable. And then people are like, what are you talking about? You've spent your whole life making movies. You've got 300 videos on one YouTube channel and 250 on another YouTube channel, all shit you've made.
Right.
I don't think about that stuff. Like,
right.
Oh, yeah, right. But all that was a really good school.
Of course.
For filmmaking.
Right. Because now you've got better gear, which allows you to expand. But this is nothing new. You've been John Sayles for like 10 years.
Yeah. I
totally.
guess. I mean,
you have.
So we'll see.
All
what
of
happens.
that led you to this. And I'm happy for you. I can't wait to see it, man.
I think I might.
And I think all 4 listeners are excited too.
I think I might actually hire like a publicist for...
That's a great idea.
Just for a week.
Just go with it.
Just to say, hey, could you just put this out there? Like,
pay for
really,
extra Facebook marketing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just hit the horror fans hard with this.
Right.
And maybe it'll become something. I don't know. I have no expectations. I'm just having a blast. And Brett's been great. Working with Blood has been great. And the actors.
Your favorite
Lorenzo,
condiment.
When you get actors who show up, they know their stuff, they're excited, and they're willing to like play and take chances and do things. I just love telling someone, okay, do this. Now switch it up. Now do this. Like, I give some really weird directions.
Right. But they trust you.
They trust me.
I think that's why they're there.
And they lock in and they do stuff that's unbelievable. It's always the third take where like suddenly it's magic.
Right. Yeah. They're not thinking and they're just going for it. They're out of their head and they're not really trying to do something and they're just being.
I'm going to hand you the wine.
I want some more wine.
I'm going to hand it to you so I don't dribble on your new carpet. Very nice new carpet Lorenzo has. Very nice. I was told to take my shoes off. Okay, so let's get into this now. I show up. Actually, I texted you. I said, do you have an ice maker? You don't, right? And I remember you didn't. But I remember you had ice cube trays. I show up. You say you don't have ice, so I brought my own ice. Because I have to have ice and everything.
You are the Iceman cometh, really.
I show up.
What is it with ice?
And your wife has gotten rid of the trays.
She's not a nice person. She's a nice person.
She's not a nice person.
But she's not an ice person.
Listen, I'm a very hot-blooded dude. I need my ice. But it's so funny because you said the worst thing you can do is chew ice.
You can't.
And I do it.
It's the worst thing you can do.
I've done it forever.
I went to the dentist last month.
Yeah.
And I guess he's got this mantra that he tells everybody. He says, especially when you get older, he said the worst thing that you can do for your teeth is to chew ice.
Wow.
It's the worst thing ever. He said, you chew
Why do you think?
Because it chips your teeth.
Oh.
It's incredibly hard, and as you get older, your teeth get softer.
Oh.
It takes your enamel off. It chips your teeth, and it's so hard that when you crunch on it, he said that it actually kind of affects the root of your tooth. And he said, it's terrible. And he said, do you do it? And I said, no. We don't even have ice in the house. Only when Max comes over. So if you're an ice chewer, you, Max Koch, stop. Stop chewing that ice.
I'll go to McDonald's and get a large, unsweetened iced tea, extra ice. The tea's gone in the first gulp. Now you've got a giant cup full of ice, and I will just suck and chew on that ice in ecstasy for an hour.
10 years from now, you might be one of those little click-clacking kind of guys.
I'll be Chevy Chase now.
You will. You'll have no teeth. You'll have dentures, and you'll be like, hey, Lorenzo.
So, hello, everybody. It's Max Koch. Welcome to the Max and Lorenzo show.
That's your future.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I don't want that either.
Well, it's funny because tomorrow, I had a root canal last Monday, and tomorrow, I got to have my new caps put on. Wow. I'm going to be in the chair for 4 hours tomorrow.
Well, I'm sorry about that. That's going to be a terrible day, actually.
Awful.
But ask your dentist. Say, look, I'm an ice chewer. Should I stop? Is it man
She'll
or woman?
say yes.
She'll
Woman.
say yes. Ask her why. Have her tell you the dangers of being an ice chewer.
God.
Stop it, dude.
I love my dentist so much. She's such a sweetie.
All you have to do is have the ice melt, and guess what it turns into?
Water.
Yeah. Just drink the water, dude. Just drink the water.
Wow. Hey, you were in New York. Did we talk about that?
No, I was there in August.
And it was hot.
It was fucking hot and humid.
But you had fun out there.
I did have fun. It's such a great city. It's
What
such a
does your
fucking great
wife
city.
do on the plane? Does she read a book?
You know, she can sleep.
She sleeps.
She can sleep, and she also has an iPod. We're like back in the 90s.
Yeah.
We have iPods. I love the iPod, actually.
Yeah.
And it's fun. When I pull it out, the millennials go, oh, man, I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Yeah, you have the dial one, right?
I
I have the iPod Touch.
have the iPod, like 7th generation with the little wheel. It's
the
great.
wheel. The
'Cause
wheel.
all it is
Nicole has that.
is an iPod. It's fucking great.
The thing has not died.
It's great. It's greatest thing ever made.
And she
I
puts
have
a lot of music on that.
I have a lot of music and podcast, and it's not a phone. It just plays audio.
Right.
So she listens to that, but she can sleep. And I look over and it's like, oh fuck, she can sleep.
Wow.
And I sometimes just kind of watch her sleep, and I kind of squiggle around in my chair, and that's it. And then I wake her up and say, hey, we're here. You know.
Wow.
So she's not that fun. On
Lucky
the
her.
flight.
And when you go out to see her mom in Hawaii,
Yeah.
you're not staying in the main house, right?
No.
You get a hotel.
I get an Airbnb.
Uh-huh.
Get an Airbnb. I was just there last week.
Uh-huh.
It was fucking hot and humid again.
Right.
And her mom's 103 years old.
Oh, my God.
And she still works out with a trainer
You
twice
should
a week.
see this little thing
My
in the gym.
mother-in-law is going to literally
Yeah.
at least 110.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
I believe it.
And she shook my hand when I left.
Oh, and it was strong.
And it was like she could have
Ow!
broken 2 fingers.
Ow, I
She's
need those. I'm a drummer.
She's so strong. And
she doesn't talk to you.
we've
She-
never had a conversation. That's
This
all she
little
does to me. I will
teeny
say hello.
Japanese woman.
Laugh again. That's what's happened to me for 25 years.
Oh, Larry. Stupid white man.
Yes.
Oh, I have to watch Hawaii Five-O.
I don't even get that.
Wasn't her house in Hawaii Five-O?
Her house was filmed for an episode of Hawaii Five-O. Yeah, inside and out.
Are you attracted?
And it was the one with James Caan was guest star.
Oh, my God.
So, it was a
So
big
Jimmy
deal.
Caan was in the house?
Jimmy Caan was in the house.
Holy shit,
Yeah, for a
dude.
whole day. They had to leave for the weekend.
I love him.
Yeah.
So, do you ever find yourself looking at your sister-in-law, Naomi's sister, and like, ooh, checking her out?
No.
No, not into her?
No. I'm a nice person.
Yeah.
Not like
Are you
that.
guys close?
Are we close? Close. Define close.
Oh, come on.
No.
And then the sister-in-law has that husband. Do you talk to him? Do you guys hang
I
out
do.
as the guys?
Yeah. We're friends.
Okay. So what do you guys do together? Sit on the
we
couch?
we don't. Yeah.
Watch ridiculousness?
Yeah. I mean, we don't really do
Does
anything.
he drink?
No. Hardly
Hell-
drinks anything.
That's why I love Carrie Chow, because like, a lot of my Asian friends don't drink.
You know. We got to have her on the show.
Oh, yeah.
She wouldn't do it, would she?
I don't know. She's
Because you're pretty
she's
tight
very-
with her. Because we had Becca.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows that you've got your
Yeah.
you've got your harem on
Yeah.
Bellflower.
Yeah. No, they're so great. I love those two. But Chow,
She'll never do the show.
I don't know if she will. She's just very enigmatic. You can't really tell what she's going to do. I'll tell you what, though.
All you can do is ask her.
The Flamin' Hotspot, the new Cheetos pop-up was in town, and I was in Hollywood, and she was so excited, and it was exclusive, and it was really hard to get in, and I got her in. But not only did I get her and her foodie cousin in, because Cheetos, by the way, are Carrie Chow's life. Like,
Oh.
her whole life, her favorite thing on earth is Cheetos.
Oh, so that must have been a really big deal for her.
When all of a sudden I'm telling her, what I'm doing, she lost her mind. She seriously lost her mind.
Wow.
So I hooked her up at the Flamin' Hot. I got her reservations, and then I prepaid to have 2 champagne splits delivered to the table, courtesy of Max Koch.
Oh, you're a nice guy.
And then I got to meet Chef Roy Choi, who was wonderful. Great guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy who curated the menu. And that thing did great. Snoop Dogg came 2 nights in a row.
Wow.
With his posse. Yeah, Carrie loves it. Why'd I bring her up?
I don't know.
Because she gets her fucking drink on.
So she's actually one of the Asians who does drink.
She's a big wino. Big wino. It's great.
Great. Well,
I love drinking with her.
Let's get her in here and drink.
Well, we'll see what happens because she is a professor and...
she can't let her guard down.
We might just have to call her Chow. We won't call her
we can call her Natasha if you want to.
That's true. We could call her Natasha.
We can call her Natasha Svet.
Well, I'm really excited because usually I come down here, we open up a bottle of wine, we drink, we talk behind microphones, and then I'm out. This time, I don't have to go anywhere. I'm going to relax a little bit.
We're having a hybrid day today.
Because usually we hang out and...
And you're gone. Well, when we're done recording, you brought over the Public Image Limited set box.
I have the box. Yeah, dude.
With outtakes and concerts
and I'm gonna leave this up to you. Because anyone that loves Pill needs to get this thing. Because, first of all, it has a concert from 2013 that is extraordinary. It's so beautiful. And I know how much Lorenzo loves music, but I also know he's got a third eye for like wild instruments from all around the world. He's going to see some crazy instruments in this thing.
That's going to be great. And Johnny Rotten is just a hero of yours.
Oh, God. And you know what? It's very sad because he has blown up considerably. He's like really...
He's a fat guy.
He's a big fatty right now.
He let himself go.
Well, he's on a medication, though. He's got some physical shit going on. Now, he said in a recent interview, like as recent as of last week, but it was in the New York Times, he said, well, I have a fucking thyroid condition, don't I, you fucking arsehole? Another Stella, please. Next. By the way, I did my John Lydon for this chick, friend of mine who's Welsh. I talked to her on the phone the other day. I hadn't talked to her in a while. This chick, Melanie, worked with her at Disney World. And she goes, sounds nothing like him. And that really hurt my feelings.
Does she know him?
No! But that really hurt my feelings because I work hard on my Lydon.
Right.
He's been in my vernacular.
Do you get that when you go on auditions? Do they say it back in the studio? Oh, it sounds like nothing like him.
They never say that. I'm sure they say it behind.
When you do Al Pacino, they don't say, "Oh, it
no,
sounds like."
No, I'm sure they say it. I'm sure they say it behind my back, but no, not to my face, because that would be mean. They do sometimes. I remember when I was doing Mantis a lot, like after the show ended, the Kung Fu Panda show, I would do Mantis for a few things. They're like, let's. It's like they forget that I was Mantis. Let's play him a little Seth Rogen as Mantis, please. So like I can voice
so
match
now you can't do you anymore.
I'm like, well, wait a minute. This isn't my version of Mantis. Didn't you guys watch 66 episodes of whatever?
Yeah.
You know what, man? Jobs like that, you just keep going forward.
It's all about what you've...
look back.
It's like, okay, did that, what's next?
Yeah. It just sucks because, like, I've worked some really amazing jobs that you're, like, not allowed to talk about. You know, especially when you're doing voice matching. Like, let's just say I did do a movie, and I did provide the lines for one of my most biggest acting heroes.
Right.
A true legend.
Right.
And I did it, and I'm getting residuals for it, but I can't go around telling everyone about it. It's too bad. But it just happens. But I haven't done that guy since. Someone else must be doing him now.
Either that or, they just don't have a need. Do you think that this particular actor always has a need for someone else to come do lines?
I don't know, you hear me? Look at me. What do I care, Hear what I said, you motherfucker, you. I don't want to do the lines. Hire another actor, you hear me? Get somebody else in here. I don't give a fuck. You hear what I said? I'm not going to do that. I don't care if you don't understand what I said the first time around, you hear me? Look at me. Get somebody else to do it. Just not Max Koch. Hey, what's wrong with me?
See, to me, that's a great Gary Busey. I think it's great.
I tell you what, I'm excited to get barefoot and hang out with you. I'm going to bash some congos, and we're going to watch Pill.
Now, what do you want? Do you want the concert? I think we have to end on the concert. So do you want all of their videos? Some of their videos? Some of their TV appearances?
I want to work up to the concert.
Okay.
I want some videos.
Okay.
Some TV. Are there any interviews?
See, that's the thing that bums me out. There are not any interviews.
I want some interviews.
Their interviews are.
I want
so
a little
fun.
bit of a context.
Okay,
and precursor
but Lorenzo, you know what's good? This will lay the land because that Pill documentary is coming up.
Yeah.
And hopefully within the next couple months it'll be on iTunes.
All right.
And we'll watch that
and then
together.
We'll have a day together.
I'll save it for you.
Great.
And that'll be all the interviews.
We'll have another Pill day.
Love it. Until then, salud.
Salute.
Woo!
Good to see you.
that was
21.
That was an hour of bullshit, and it was fun.
It was just us bullshitting. That's what the show is.
Bullshitting.
Maybe even a reinvention next time.
We'll see. Still got to get Richard Cheese on here.
We have to get Richard Cheese. Maybe next time will be Richard Cheese with the reinvention. Maybe a new name.
I like it.
I'm open to it.
All right. Salud.
Max, thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody, thanks for listening.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
See you next time.